I got 123 subscribers on my YouTube. So to my family, man, subscribe, man. Help me get 1,000. That's all I need. Then I'm gonna do the rest. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't begging. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But check this out. This here is a new episode, and it's called "The Perspective of a Hustler." Somebody, I'm gonna give you my decision making and why I made the decision I made. I'm not the guy that say fuck the streets and all this, like a lot of these dudes saying fuck the streets, love the streets, because he really wasn't the streets, you know, for as making decisions. So a lot of these guys, in my opinion, I gotta say that a lot of these guys was following guys. They went on the politics of other crews and other guys. And me, I was just I had my own little clique. It wasn't a clique, it was just a lot of homeboys that grew up together and all of us was getting money. But all of us was doing our separate thing. So it wasn't no somebody ratting on you, fucking over you and this and that. That wasn't our case. We were just trying to make some money and do what we do. So the first thing I'm gonna tell you about is how I made the decision to move forward. And because basically I was around there selling like 38 grams, like 28 grams, an ounce and a half or something like that, just a little bit. And so I got in there, I got a couple of pounds. Keep in mind, I'm in Louisiana and it's illegal. So a pound was going 700 in the city. Now you go to Dallas or Houston, you can pay 400 or 300 and Dallas 350. So I'm around there just making a little money. I got a little Cadillac, so I'm doing it for as just a young dude grinding. I always been popular with girls because I got a little money. Then I had a little cooking job too. I was cooking, but so for the girls and the popularity of me doing what I do, I always been popular since I was in school. So I'm around there getting a little money. So I moved to Minden, got a little welding job, and got cool with a couple of Minden dudes, real cool. They were some cool fellas. You know, a couple of them hate, but not a lot of them. And them George Street Boys, Crate Hill, a couple of them dudes was real solid. So to keep the story going, I'm around there making probably an ounce and a half. I'm making like 2,500, but it looked big. You know what I'm saying? And to me, that's some money. My mind wasn't blowing up to getting real cash until I went to court to one of my homies. And when I went to court in this little country town, I seen guys doing the same thing I'm doing, getting a little money, and it's really not big, but the judge in them little country towns getting you 7, 12, they getting you 10 was a regular basis. When I seen that, I was like, damn, get my own boy. He didn't even have an ounce. He was just flipping a couple of zones. I mean, he was just flipping a couple of QPs, a quarter of an ounce, and just having $600-700 in his pocket. The girl thought he had money because he kept buying. Back then, it was Air Max. He kept Air Max on, Guess jeans. He was looking nice, but you wouldn't know that for the money part he didn't have, because every time he pull out a wad, he'll have $1,300-1,400, but to a couple of females, young females, they'll be looking at it like he got some money. So he was plugging and doing that with the females, but he wasn't making no money. Man, they gave my boy 10. I'm in court saying, damn. He left his family and shit. I'm saying, damn, I'm out here getting this little ounce and shit. So at that point, I made a decision. I gotta do something different, bro. If I'm gonna do this shit, I gotta get some money. I gotta make sure I have some lawyer fees. And the old head, I always kept on telling him, bro, you gotta make sure you have some lawyer money, bro. You out here hustling every day. You playing. So at that point, I switched over to getting green. So I went back to Shreveport. It's like 20 minutes from Minden. Shreveport got me a pound. And at every pound, I'm paying like 700. I'm making like a 700 profit, 600 profit. But at that point, I got to myself and said, I'm gonna save this 600 5 times and get 3,500 and see, can I get 5? Keep in mind, they 7 in Louisiana. So 5 pounds and 7, that's 3,500. So I did that and made a little money, but it wasn't, nothing. I flipped it a couple of times. So I decided at that point, my dad stayed in Houston. My dad repo cars. His wife repo cars. My dad a cement driver. But my dad always, he always hustled up on a female that has something going. That's where I get it from. To be honest, you ain't really trying to put off into the pot. And I understand a lot of y'all females want everybody to cash out, but that wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna take trips and do this here, you know what I'm saying, we gotta be, I gotta know that something's gonna come in. So, long story short, I took off to Houston. I'm gonna mess with my dad. I got a couple of cousins down there. I wanna ask my cousin who she know so I can get it, I can get it for the 400. You know what I'm saying? And if I can get it at the 400, I can get 8, damn near 4,000. I can get 10. You know what I'm saying? So boom, I went down there, called her. She had me. And we was at my dad's house. She called the guy a couple of times, but he didn't answer while she was there. Because I had to kick her off. That's my cousin hustler. You know what I'm saying? And I don't expect her giving up her plug for free. A lot of guys in the game, if you ever in the game, they be want to meet the plug, see the plug, and all that. Basically, I just wanted to get some, at least get 10. And I go so many times, eventually I was gonna put myself in a position when I get 20 or something to meet the guy, because I ain't giving up all my money, 8,000, and I don't see the guy. So, but she left, and the guy messed around and called back, and I answered the phone. She was gone. He was like, man, somebody paged me. Back then there was a page. Somebody paged me. I was like, yeah, man, that was my cousin. Woo, woo, woo. Say, I'm from Louisiana. Wah. He already know my daddy, because he was married to my cousin's girlfriend. They own a hair salon. So he was getting it. So he came down. I told him to bring something. He came down, and I paid him, got the money, gave him a little 4,000. You know what I'm saying? Got the 10. Boom. Happy. My cousin didn't know. She was hot when she found out, because I ain't giving no money. I had already met the plug, you know what I'm saying? I know I might was a little shade. I should have gave her something on the up and up, but I didn't. And I gave him the plug. That's my first plug. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say his name, but he gave me that 10. I went right back to Minden and started flipping. And I'm gonna go on with the story later, so I'm just gonna break down the key points. I seen my homie go to jail for 10 years, man. I think it was 85% half on the marijuana charge. He had to do, got 10, he had to do 5 on probation. They do that to only catch you up, hoping you get out in 5 years, you will violate and had to back up the whole other 5 flat. So it gave him that, and I was sitting there saying, damn. So I made a decision to go somewhere to give me another plug. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I did. So the moral of the story is, I made a decision to advance my hustle. The streets didn't do it. Let me say that again. The streets didn't do it. I made a decision without nobody knowing but my cousin, and got a package. Got my daddy in repo, so I got a car from my daddy with Texas plate and made it to Louisiana with that. Left my car and made it to Louisiana with that. But that wasn't the streets. That was all on me. So you can't, in my opinion now, fellas, I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking in my opinion. I can't blame the streets for my actions. I can't blame the streets for nigga robbing me, because that's part of it. Going broke, part of it. Spending money on females. If you spend money on females, you're going to go broke. Think about it. I need this, I need that. Pretty soon you're going to go broke. And what they gonna do? Gonna be to the next player. You can't hate on that. You gotta respect it. Real talk, let me say it again. You gotta respect it. I've been with females, I gave them my homeboys. Let my homeboys, told them about it. That's a good girl. Go, do what you do. She a good girl. Boom, boom, boom. But when it came back around and the slick, they hung girl, they female wanted to, and when I plucked, niggas hated me. But that's part of it. So keep in mind, bro, don't hate the street. Hate your decision making. This is the first episode of A Hustler's Decision. get back with you on the next one. Thomas Wellen, I'm out. Yeah. I'm gonna try this social media thing out. 6 months. I'm trying to go up. Thomas Wellen, I'm out. Yeah.